2023. What are we reading? I don't know. What do you think? You mind hitting the intro button? Sheesh, took you long enough. Hey guys, welcome back to No Regrets, the channel where we hope to glorify God in all that we do, as well as encourage you to read more books. Today we're going to be doing a short video on all the books we plan to read this year. So come on, let's head inside and take a look at what we got planned. Okay guys, so we're going to jump right into the books that we have in store for you guys for 2023. I'm super excited to share what we have. Let's start off with our first book, the YA novel, Keeper of the Lost Cities. This is by Shannon Messenger. So a brief overview of this novel would be that there's a 12-year-old girl named Sophie Foster. She is a telepath, and she meets someone named Fitz. He gets her into all kinds of trouble. She's in love with him. In the blink of an eye, she's forced to leave everything she's known behind, and then she has new rules and skills to learn. And somewhere buried deep in her memory is some secrets that people desperately want, and even so much where they're even willing to kill her. So as you guys can see from the back, there are a number of books in this series, and so if we end up liking it, then I have every plan to continue to get the next books in the series. This is book one, of course, and see what they have in store. I just wanted to take a note real quick to say this art on the very front is incredibly beautiful, so we're looking forward to starting this by Shannon Messenger, Keeper of the Lost Cities. Okay, so let's move on to book number 2. That would be Tad Williams' The Dragon Bone Chair. This is book 1 of the Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn series, and I'm very much looking forward to this series. This is an incredible story to get into. George R. Martin even says on the front this inspired him to write his 7-book trilogy that most of you are aware of, starting with A Song of Ice and Fire. So Austin Art is the setting to which we are doing this novel, and it starts with Simon, a kitchen boy from a royal castle, unknowingly apprenticed to be a member of this league known as the League of the Scroll. And there's these dark powers known as the Scythe they're elf-like, and they're trying to take over everything. Very much looking forward to reading this book this year. So our book number 3 right here, Robin Hobb's Assassin Apprentice. The first thing I want you guys to notice is the sheen on this book. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's got the stag on the front here. This is book 1 of the Realm of the Elderlings. I have the illustrated edition. I'm looking forward to getting into this series because it's a longer series. I love long series. I believe there is 15 books in total. Has to do with Fitz chivalry, Farseer, as well as his friend the Fool. They are this duo that seems like they're really charming, and the magic system seems very interesting. Something about being able to connect with animals. I'm not really sure exactly the context here, but I look forward to diving into this book sometime this year. Alright, so book number 4. This is The Knife of Never Letting Go by Patrick Ness. This is book 1 in the Chaos Walking series. This book was referenced to me by my wife. She read it and said she loved it. This one's setting is Prentisstown, where everyone can hear everyone's thoughts, and it's overwhelming. They call it noise. And there's one individual who is running away trying to escape from pursuers. So he's wondering how he can escape his pursuers even though they can hear his thoughts openly. So my wife and I did watch the movie Chaos Walking, and not that it wasn't good, it just seemed like there was a little bit left wanting for me. So I'm hoping I can get that filled in with this book this year. And again, I'm excited to get started. Alright guys, moving to book number 5, we're moving to the sci-fi genre, Hyperion. This is by Dan Simmons, and this is a book which I've heard a ton of different reviews. It is located on the world Hyperion, and there is this creature called Shrike, and it's this ascendant creature or some sort of deity. There looks like to be, from the back cover, there's going to be time tombs, some time manipulation, I assume. There are some people that worship Shrike and others who are wanting to kill him. or it, whatever it is. So one of the sentences here that seems very intriguing is, on the eve of Armageddon, with the entire galaxy at war, 7 pilgrims set forth on a final voyage to Hyperion, seeking the answers to the unsolved riddles of their lives. So this is one of our sci-fi intros for this year. I'm very much looking forward to it. And next we're going to review a book that's also in the sci-fi genre. The next book we're going to be looking to read this year is Andy Weir's Project Hail Mary. Now, I just told you that my wife had referenced a book to me, The Knife of Never Letting Go. My brother-in-law actually referenced this book to me. Now, one thing that did catch my eye is one of the reviews on the back is by Brandon Sanderson, and he said he loved The Martian, but I actually find Project Hail Mary to be Mr. Weir's finest work to date. This is the one book I read last year that I am certain I can recommend to anyone, no matter who, and know they'll love it. So I'm a huge fan of Brandon Sanderson, so if he's saying that Project Hail Mary is something that he can give to anybody and they'll love it, I'm definitely going to be a fan, no doubt. Alright guys, so book 7 is going to be none other than Mr. Brian Durfee's The Forgetting Moon. This is the 5 Warrior Angels book 1 of 3, I believe. And the back cover says, "Welcome to the 5 Isles where war has come in the name of the invading army of Sor Sevier, a merciless host driven by the prophetic fervor of the angel prince Eros toward the last conquered kingdom of Golconda." There's that. And first of all, this art is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I've already started it and it starts off really cool. There's some like chase and there are these 2 guys who have these horses with red eyes. It's crazy. It's awesome. I can't wait to start it. It's gotten a ton of good reviews. I'll make sure after I'm done with this book, I'm going to give it a thorough review. Okay, book 8. Oh! The Priory of the Orange Tree. This is by Samantha Shannon, and notice the colors here. Look at the reflection off of the dragon. It's so beautiful. What a beautiful cover. So this book has some interesting reviews behind it. As far as I know, there is a kingdom. There's a queen, Sabrin of the Ninth. She's supposed to have a daughter to protect her realm from assassins, basically continue her line. And then the east and west on this world is divided. There's this dragon riders across the sea, hopefully coming. I'm not sure if they're trying to come to assassinate, but it looks like, as you guys can tell, is a pretty huge book, and this is apparently book 1 of possibly 2 or 3. I'm not sure, but I'm excited to jump into this book and review some of the content and put it out there for you guys. Okay, guys, we're on book 9, almost done. Oh, Evan Winters. The Dragon's Rage, the Rage of Dragons. First of all, the whole front cover looks awesome. I'm not one that judges books by their cover. However, I looked a little into this book, and this book has women who are able to summon dragons or like call dragons, and then there's men who have the gift of like getting massive in size and going and doing all kinds of war. It's a war-torn landscape. This one is also book 1 of The Burning, so hopefully we don't burn this. But yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this. Sounds like a action-packed thriller, and I'm all for it. I'm all about it. Alright guys, so book 10 is The Chronicles of Amber by Roger Zelazny, that person. Roger, appreciate you. This is the complete Amber Chronicles in this one novel, 1 through 10. Each novel is about 100 pages, possibly more as I get further. I've already started, as you guys can see from the bookmark here, and so far it's great. It starts off with this person who has amnesia. He's not sure who he is, what's going on. He just can hear people and they're about to put him back under, and he stops them from doing that, and then chaos ensues. It's exciting. The cover does look very old school. You might hear my daughter back there, but it seems like it's going to be really good, and I'm excited to review all 10 books in one. Okay guys, so book 11, the final one on the list, last but not least, is White Sands by Brandon Sanderson. This is such a cool book. It's the only one on the list that's going to be a comic. It is a part of the Cosmere which if you don't know what the Cosmere is, I'll link a video at the end so that you have a better understanding of what it is. So what Brandon Sanderson did differently with this book, not only is it a comic, however, he had the idea for this book early on in his career, and somebody proposed the idea to him that he should possibly make it into a graphic novel and or a comic. As you can see, I've already started it, and it's good. So it's great so far. I love it. I love Brandon Sanderson's writing, his scope, his vision, the whole nine. So in general, from what you can see from some of these pictures, that red that's underneath their feet there, sorry for the glare, this is a world where they manipulate. Their magic system is with sand and water. We just started, but I'm looking forward to getting this finished and outputting a quick review of it. I feel fortunate to have this book because, one, it's really hard to find online and sometimes expensive depending on who's selling it, and I wanted to include it in this year's reading because I got it for my birthday. Okay guys, real quick before we end the video, I did want to mention that the book order that I displayed them in this video does not necessarily reflect of the order I'm going to read them in. However, I will be uploading to Goodreads which books I'm reading at a time. So after I finish the book, I will leave a Christian-based review on it that will be spoiler-free. So that's all of our books that we have for 2023. I am looking forward to seeing what you plan on reading this year. I hope through this channel you will be encouraged and inspired to read even just one book this year, possibly from the list that I just showed with you what I'm going to be reading, or some of the books that we're going to be reviewing this year. Maybe I can encourage you to maybe start. So again, make sure you leave a comment. Let me know what you plan on reading. If any of these books you had any questions about, feel free to ask. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in the next video where we will be reviewing The Lost Metal by Brandon Sanderson, the last book of Era 2, Mistborn. Until then, see you next time. Stay safe. God bless.